BBC Television presents...
Hancock.
It's the annual East Cheam Festival Saturday week, Sid. I shall be called upon, as usual, to do my Punch Judy Show. Professor Hancock is back with Mr. Punch, Judy, Toby the dog, the crocodile, and a host of other characters played with my usual aplomb. You, of course, will be the bottle man, larking about, being a mug, and collecting the money.
That's the way to do it.
No, I'm not. What do you mean, no? We've been doing it for 10 years. We've got a responsibility to East Cheam. Those kids 10 years ago have got their own kids. We're an institution, Sid. We can't stop now. The show must go on. Can you imagine the look on their little faces if they knew Mr. Punch wasn't coming to town? I'm not doing it. Well, I'll just get someone else to do it. You, Laurie, will do it for a share of the buds. He'll have to do it on his own because you're not doing it either. You can't tell me what to do, Sid James. What do you mean I'm not doing it? Why not? You can't stop me. Punch and Judy, it's in me veins.
That's the way to do it.
I'm sorry, Hancock. I'm not trying to let you down. I didn't want to tell you, but the council won't let us do it anymore. Why not? Have you upset the Lady Mayor again? I told you not to squeeze her like that. I saw her eyes bulge. It's called a hug, if you must know. No, it's not that. It's the violence they don't like. What violence? You haven't been thumping the punters again if they don't pay up, have you? I warned you about that, Sid. The Carnival Committee are a bit sensitive to that sort of thing. I heard the phrase protection racket last year. I know it's just an ugly rumour. No, it's not me. It's you and a Mr. Punch there. Mr. Punch isn't violent. Tell me in what way is Mr. Punch violent? I'll give anyone who says Punch is violent a good thump. It's an outrage. He's part of our England. It's a tradition. It's the flaming stick, and you keep hitting Mrs. Punch with it. It's not just any old stick. It's called a slapstick, Sid. And Judy, that's what she's there for. That's her role, to be beaten continually throughout the performance by Mr. Punch until the end, when he gets his comeuppance and she has a go back. It's called Even Stevens. The council say you're glorifying domestic violence and it's teaching the kiddies some bad behaviour. There have been several casualties in East Cheam playgrounds after your performances. That's not my fault if the kids are getting involved. That's the video games. Mr. Punch does not glorify violence. There are no hidden agendas, no hurtful intentions and no racism. Or not very much anyway. I just play it with feeling, Sid. I get involved. I'm just passing on the message. Don't shoot the messenger. What message, Sid? I haven't been told anything.
Judy, that's the way to do it.
I got an email 2 days ago from the council. There's been a moral panic in East Cheam about it. It's the women against anything that men do group. I know that lot. I've had words. But why did they send a message to you? I'm the professor. You're just the assistant, the bottle man who walks around with a hat. You may look like Mr. Punch, but I'm the man who's got his hand up him. I'm your manager. The council send me the money, don't they? What money, Sid? Nobody told me about any money. You mean the collection, don't you? I mean the 5,000 nicker the council give me for the Punch and Judy every year. 5,000 quid? Where's mine? What do you do with it? It goes on expenses, like me, the bottle man outfit, and the Punch and Judy stall. That's a hell of a lot of money, Sid. £5,000. How can the council justify that amount in the days of austerity? Well, we've got a star from the BBC helping out, haven't we? Who's that then? You. These expenses, Sid. It's the same stall we've been using for 10 years. That's 50,000 nicker. I was saving up to get you a new one, and now it's too late. This is ridiculous. Who are these snowflakes? It's just a silly little puppet show with lumps of wood. What's sinister about that? You know the council have to be careful nowadays. If you aren't politically correct, then someone's going to sue you. It is simply slapstick humour, Sid. You know, like the carry-ons. It's a moral story about being horrible and bashing everyone in the show. At the end, he gets locked up. So everybody's happy, aren't they? The kids love it, bless them. They've got no idea what's going on, but never mind, eh?
That's the way to do it.
I'm afraid everyone's not happy, Hancock. They're starting to talk. 2 of those snowflakes are coming round in a minute. I think they want to give you a chance to do a more sensitive version in tune with the times. You can't mess with tradition. You can change me, but you can't change Mr. Punch.
Judy.
Save it, Hancock. Don't tell me, tell them. Here they are now.
Oh, good evening. Councillor Snide here, Mr. Hancock. Awfully nice to see you. We're awfully worried about your punch.
It was him, James. He's rather too handy with his fists at the best of times.
Oh, no. Stop messing about. Oh, it's your little Punch and Judy show. I'm afraid your little show is in for a major shift in both its tenor and approach, Mr. Hancock. We've had to rewrite it. It's far too violent. Women have been complaining, and some of the councillors have been physically attacked because of it.
You can't rewrite Punch. It's like trying to rewrite Hancock's Half Hour or celebrating Boxing Day without having Christmas first.
Oh, that's a very good idea, Mr. Hancock. Yes, I'll make a note of that. I'll raise it at the next council meeting. Oh, we're always looking for daft new ideas. But seriously, we were thinking, as a matter of fact, of making your show with Punch as Macbeth and Judy as Lady Macbeth.
When shall we 3 meet again?
Oh, I don't know. What about next Tuesday? And then there's 4 of us. I don't want to be a nitpicker, Mr. James, but we can't forget the chairwoman, Miss Jacques, can we?
No, what I meant was, we 3 are the witches of Macbeth. It's the play Macbeth, what you're talking about.
Witches? Oh, that's out of the question. That's a particularly nasty stereotype, Mr. James. There'll be no witches in our version of Punch and Judy.
As you know, Miss Jacques, I am a bit of a thespian, and I have played Macbeth in rep. Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand?
Oh, God. Oh, he's got a bit nutty, Miss Jacques. Oh, he's got a dagger, like that bloody stick of his.
No, it's the play Macbeth. He stabs Duncan at the behest of Lady Macbeth.
Oh, that's far, far too violent, Mr. Hancock. I thought you'd agreed to make a more child, women and transgender-friendly version of Punch and Judy. I think he's a typical male, Miss Jacques. He just loves violence. He glorifies it. Death, murder, blood, gore. Oh, I can just tell by looking at him that he lusts after it. Oh, my trouble is, I'm too sensitive.
Now look here, Punch and Judy is a bit of humour that the kids just lap up. Sid has to beat the nippers back when they get too excited.
Oh, yes, we know about that, Mr. Hancock. We've had reports and numerous complaints. In fact, we've got a file of them back in the council offices. It's this big.
Come on, the kiddies love it. So do the parents. They get hold of sticks and run around like Mr. Punch, bashing babies and dogs with them. We've got a fan club.
Oh, so where do you keep the fan club, Mr. James? It's not in a St. John's Ambulance Centre by any chance, is it? Because there's always a lot of injuries when you've been on.
Oh, so that explains all the kids walking around with bandages, does it? I thought it was a first aid demonstration.
Oh no, all the injuries are real. We just can't put up with it anymore. Haven't you got something a bit nicer that Mr. Punch can do, like taking little old ladies across the road or a gay rights march? The council were thinking that you could do, as a sort of political satire, a version of Prime Minister's Question Time, with Jeremy Corbyn as Punch and Theresa May, our leader, the Prime Minister, as Judy. Now, she's an excellent role model for women and young children, Mr. Hancock.
I don't know about Prime Minister's Question Time, Miss Jacques, but that is out of the question. How can I fit the baby and the constable into it? What about a string of sausages? Corbyn's a veggie. Theresa May hasn't got any kids.
Well, you're an actor. Why can't you use your imagination? Turn some of that lust for violence into something a bit more positive.
Yes, I have got an imagination, thank you very much. But if I went around imagining what you're saying, they'd lock me up.
Oh, we're only trying to help. But if you're going to be rotten, we'll run the show without you.
You can't do the shoe festival without Punch and Judy. There'll be a big hole where the booth is. His professorship has worn the grass away with his boots. Everyone will notice. The kiddies will start crying.
We'll just put something else over it, like a fortune teller.
Now you're talking. Perhaps I can be a bit of help there too. I happen to have a friend of mine, Gypsy Rose Lee she's called, who does a bit of that on the side. It'll only cost you 3 bags of sand.
Sid, shut up, you're not helping. I've got to make a stand here. Tony Hancock is trying to protect a bit of old England. Every year I bring me swazzle out of retirement. I dust off the puppets. I give the booths a coat of paint, and I am Professor Tony Hancock, heir to a tradition that stretches back 400 years. You've got no answer to that, have you? You can't refuse me after that, can you?
Yes. Oh, it looks like we're going to have to retire, Mr. Hancock, if you won't stop beating Judy with that flaming stick.
What do you mean, this stick? I'll bash you in a minute.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Oh, no, you won't.
Oh, yes, I will.
Come on, baby.
Just stop it, Mr. Hancock. I'll have to call the police if you don't behave yourself. The East Cheam Festival is our baby, not yours. It's going to be vegan this year.
If I see a policeman, I'll bash him too. Sid, go and get a string of sausages out of the fridge. I'll give you vegan.
Don't you dare threaten me with sausages, Mr. Hancock. Keep away from me. You man.
Judy.
I'm afraid, Mr. Hancock, that I'm going to have to give you an ASBO for your behaviour towards Miss Jacques, and you're going to have to appear in court tomorrow. Please stop waving your truncheon at me.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Go on, Professor Hancock. This is your greatest performance ever.
Oh dear, what's that noise? Oh God, it's a dog now.
Woof! Woof, woof! That's little Toby, Miss Jacques, from next door. He must have smelt the sausages.
Oh dear, quick Councillor Snide, before a crocodile appears from the garden or something.
Oh, stop messing about. Oh my God, it is a crocodile. Run!
Yeah, that's the way to do it. 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 Do it.